Within our expansive solar system, where the sun radiates as the central celestial body, sporadic abnormalities and mysteries captivate the curiosity of astronomers and fans alike. Recently, a mysterious phenomenon occurred when amateur astronomers saw a massive round, unidentified object in close proximity to the sun. This observation, recorded by solar observatories, has ignited conjecture and discussion over its essence and source, mainly because this isn't the first time that this mysterious object has been observed close to the sun. The discovery of the mysterious object was first reported by amateur astronomers and researchers who were analyzing data from NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory and the Solar Dynamics Observatory. These space-based observatories are equipped with advanced instruments capable of capturing high-resolution images and videos of solar activity, including solar flares, coronal mass ejections, and other phenomena. In the midst of routine observations of the sun's dynamic behavior, astronomers noticed a peculiar anomaly near the solar limb, a large, circular object appearing to hover close to the sun's surface. This is one recent image that has been circulating, and it seems to depict what appears to be a massive black object hovering just above the sun. Since these enormous craft are coming straight from NASA and other space organizations, we know they are real. Initial analysis of the imagery revealed a distinct, perfect circular shape and structure, contrasting sharply with the surrounding solar corona. The object's proximity to the sun presented a challenge for researchers attempting to discern its true nature, and the intense heat and radiation emitted by the sun make it difficult for spacecraft and telescopes to operate close to its surface, limiting the duration and clarity of observations. Despite these challenges, astronomers managed to capture multiple images and videos of the mysterious object as it traversed near the solar limb. Speculation about the identity of the object ranged from natural phenomena to more exotic possibilities. While many who have viewed this shot have speculated that it's a coronal mass ejection, others have noted that they are often observed as jets of plasma rather than perfectly formed black circles, and that they are never seen in this shape. The sun's outer atmosphere, known as the corona, is the source of stunning and potent eruptions of solar plasma and magnetic fields, known as coronal mass ejections. With the ability to release enormous amounts of solar material into space at speeds ranging from hundreds to over 2,000 kilometers per second, these occurrences rank among the most energetic events in our solar system. The dynamics of the sun's magnetic field and the process by which plasma is ejected from the solar corona determine the forms of coronal mass ejections. Coronal mass ejections can occasionally be seen as a wide, fan-shaped structure or expanding plume coming from the sun's limb. The massive release of magnetic energy and solar material causes these plumes to travel over great distances in the solar corona and into the interplanetary region beyond. Although the majority of coronal mass ejections have a roughly symmetrical or fan-shaped appearance, irregular or asymmetrical shapes can result from the complex dynamics of the solar corona or from the interplay of several magnetic loops. Some proposed that it could be a previously unknown type of solar phenomenon, such as a rare configuration of magnetic fields or plasma dynamics interacting in the sun's outer atmosphere. Others suggested the object might be a comet or asteroid on a trajectory that brought it unusually close to the sun, although its circular shape and apparent stability raised questions about this hypothesis. As images and data of the unidentified object circulated within the groups that investigate strange phenomena, public interest in the discovery grew. Social media platforms and online forums buzzed with theories and interpretations, with some individuals speculating about advanced origins or the presence of technology capable of withstanding the sun's extreme conditions. Interestingly, those who believe that this is an unidentified object have suggested that objects could be utilizing the sun as a potential energy source for powering their spacecraft. The sun, a massive nuclear fusion reactor at the center of our solar system, radiates immense amounts of energy into space. This energy, in the form of sunlight and solar radiation, represents a virtually limitless resource compared to finite fuel sources on Earth. For a technologically advanced civilization capable of interstellar travel, tapping into the sun's energy could provide a sustainable and abundant power supply for spacecraft propulsion and operations over vast distances. One concept for utilizing the sun's energy in space travel involves solar sails, large reflective surfaces that capture and reflect sunlight to generate propulsive force. Solar sails operate on the principle of radiation pressure, where photons exert a small amount of pressure when they strike a surface, and this pressure, although extremely subtle, can accumulate over time to accelerate spacecraft to high velocities without the need for traditional fuel. UFOs equipped with advanced solar sail technology could maneuver through the solar system by adjusting the orientation of their sails to capture sunlight and harness radiation pressure. By leveraging the sun's energy in this way, UFOs could potentially achieve efficient and continuous acceleration over long distances, enabling rapid transit between star systems or within our own solar neighborhood. Another theoretical approach involves directly converting solar energy into electrical power for spacecraft systems. Advanced solar cell technologies, capable of converting sunlight into electricity with high efficiency, could provide a reliable energy source for UFOs operating in the vicinity of the sun. These solar arrays could be integrated into the spacecraft's exterior surfaces or deployed as external panels to maximize energy capture. Theoretical UFO designs might incorporate sophisticated energy storage systems to store excess solar energy for use during periods of reduced sunlight, such as when traveling through deep space or eclipsed by planets. This would ensure continuous operation of critical systems and propulsion mechanisms without relying on traditional fuel sources. UFOs navigating the solar system could also leverage the sun's gravitational field to achieve complex orbital maneuvers and gravity assists. By carefully plotting trajectories around the sun and utilizing gravitational slingshot maneuvers near planets, UFOs could conserve onboard fuel and optimize their travel routes. This strategy is commonly employed by spacecraft like NASA's Parker Solar Probe, which uses multiple gravity assists from Venus to achieve close encounters with the sun. Theoretical UFO designs might incorporate advanced navigation systems and autonomous control algorithms to calculate precise trajectories and execute complex maneuvers in the dynamic environment near the sun. By harnessing gravitational forces and solar energy in tandem, UFOs could achieve unprecedented speeds and maneuverability in their exploration of the solar system and beyond. For amateur astronomers and researchers alike, the sighting of the large circular object near the sun served as a reminder of the vastness and complexity of our solar system. Buzz Aldrin is best known for being one of the first two humans to walk on the moon during the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. Along with Neil Armstrong, Aldrin landed on the lunar surface and spent about 2.5 hours outside the spacecraft, conducting experiments and collecting samples of the moon's surface. Aldrin was also the first person to take a selfie in space, and he played a significant role in the development of space exploration and technology. After leaving NASA, Aldrin became an advocate for human missions to Mars and has been actively involved in the space industry, working on concepts such as reusable spacecraft and space tourism. Interestingly, back in 2009, Buzz talked in an interview about space exploration and said that a new mission into space will reignite the public's interest. However, at the end of the interview, he detailed that there's a monolith on the surface of Phobos and said that we should go and investigate it. He said the following: "Visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours." End quote. The Phobos monolith is an object that has been proposed to exist on the surface of Phobos, which is one of the 2 small moons of Mars. The idea of a monolith on Phobos gained attention in the 1970s when the moon was first photographed up close by the Viking 1 and 2 spacecraft. The monolith was initially suggested to be a large artificial object, possibly created by an extraterrestrial civilization. However, subsequent high-resolution images and closer observations by more advanced spacecraft have only caused more questions to arise. Today, most scientists believe that the Phobos monolith is simply a natural geological feature, such as a large boulder or a rock formation, that appears unusually smooth and rectangular in shape due to erosion and other processes on the moon's surface. However, without going there and conducting experiments, some are of the belief that the mysterious object was placed there on purpose, noting that nothing in the surrounding area matches the strange object. The Phobos monolith mystery is amplified by the fact that Phobos is completely barren. Whilst Mars has an atmosphere and a weather system, Phobos sits silently in space, with its solitary monolith pointing up towards the heavens. What's more is that Phobos is tiny compared to the grand scale of the universe, making the sight of something so massive atop of a small celestial body even more creepy. The effects of erosion are common for strange discoveries on other planets. Mars itself has been the subject of many strange discoveries, such as the Mars face, the Mars pyramid, and even the levitating spoon. These rock formations are usually a result of our perspective from Earth, as well as millions of years of rock degradation. While interesting to many, Phobos has yet to receive any significant research or space exploration. Optech and the Mars Institute have proposed that the site of the monolith be investigated. This mission is referred to as PRIME, fully known as the Phobos Reconnaissance and International Mars Exploration. The proposed mission would see a lander touchdown on the surface of the lonely moon to take samples of the moon's geology. Currently, the PRIME mission is not set to go ahead, and talks of funding are next to non-existent. In fact, when Aldrin discussed the idea of sending a mission to Phobos, he said the following: "When people find out about that, they are going to say, 'Who put that there?'" End quote.
Cryovolcanoes on Ceres. In the main asteroid belt that sits between Mars and Jupiter lies Ceres, the largest of the asteroids. Ceres, first discovered in 1801 by Giuseppe Piazzi, was originally classified as a planet. This was until other large objects were discovered in the same neighbourhood as Ceres. Astrologists at the time realised they were looking at a new type of object in space, so the term asteroid, meaning star-like, was first coined to describe these new objects. In the 1860s, it was widely accepted that these large asteroids had major differences to the planets we know, but a specific definition of planet was never formulated. At the 2006 Pluto debate, it was discussed the specific criteria that had to be met in order for an object to be considered a planet. Had it not been for a modification to this criteria stating the planet must have cleared the neighbourhood around its orbit, Ceres would today be the fifth planet from the Sun. Obviously, due to the asteroid belt it lies within, Ceres is not classified as a planet but a dwarf planet and an asteroid simultaneously. Now, whilst the controversy surrounding Ceres' classification is certainly interesting, that's not what we're going to discuss today. Ceres itself is home to something much more fascinating. Since early 2015, NASA's Dawn spacecraft has orbited the icy world of Ceres, examining its surface closely. It wasn't until quite a few months had passed that the Dawn would observe something so fascinating but so bizarre at the same time. It was a 13,000-foot tall mound closely resembling what we know as a volcano. Scientists named it Ahuna Mons. In 2016, it was confirmed that Ahuna Mons was indeed a volcano, but not your average volcano, a cryovolcano. A cryovolcano is, as you can imagine, a volcano, but with a twist. Instead of releasing molten rock or lava like the volcanoes we have on Earth, a cryovolcano erupts water, methane, or ammonia. The water and other gases released often turn into a solid form once exposed to the low temperature surrounding the volcano, hence the more colloquial name ice volcanoes. These eruptions are referred to as cryomagma or cryolava. During eruption, they are liquid but are also released as a vapor. Cryovolcanoes are thought to be able to form on moons and asteroids that used to have an abundance of water. The reason Ahuna Mons erupts water and other substances rather than magma is simple. The temperatures on Ceres are simply too cold to melt rock, but warm enough that ice can melt. Ahuna Mons was only able to be understood more when scientists examined mineral salt, likely the product of a cryovolcanic eruption, inside the Okator crater found it had origins in Ahuna Mons, which in turn relates both fascinating natural structures. The Okator crater is 57 miles across and as deep as Ahuna Mons is high. The large impact that tore the giant Okator crater into the surface of the dwarf planet must have originally started everything and triggered the later cryovolcanic activity, says Andreas Nathus, framing camera lead investigator for Max Planck. After this event, rock around the planet reshuffled and moved up towards the surface. The change in pressure allowed water and dissolved gases to escape that would eventually form a volcano. It's also suggested that many smaller explosions around the dwarf planet caused the cryovolcanism rather than one major event. Cryovolcanism isn't exclusive to Ceres though, as it has been spotted on Enceladus, one of Saturn's moons, Europa, a moon of Jupiter, and Triton, Neptune's largest moon. Cryovolcanoes are a fascinating insight into the wonders of the universe and things we couldn't even imagine being possible.
Caves have long been shrouded in mystery, their dark depths holding secrets that defy explanation and captivate the human imagination. From ancient legends of monstrous creatures lurking in the shadows to modern-day tales of unexplained phenomena, caves are repositories of mysteries and wonder. A lone hiker took to social media to reveal a perplexing photograph captured during a trekking expedition. The individual did not disclose a precise location for the sighting, but mentioned that it occurred in a northern region of Virginia. The absence of a detailed location description leaves the actual spot open to interpretation. The man claimed that he was no stranger to the outdoors and enjoyed hiking in his spare time. Venturing into an opening, he decided to start exploring. As he pressed on, the man claimed that he noticed something strange in the distance, describing it as a faint, pulsating glow emanating from the path ahead of him. Upon initial observation, the man perceived the figure in the distance as a hiker, but upon nearing the individual, he discerned that the person remained unusually motionless. With each approaching step, he suspected that the individual was directing a beam of light towards him. However, upon inspecting the figure through the lens of his phone's camera, he realized that the person's head emitted a luminous glow. This intriguing encounter left the man both perplexed and curious about the mysterious phenomenon before him. His gradual realization of the peculiarities exhibited by the individual sparked a sense of wonder and intrigue within him as he grappled with the mystery unfolding before his eyes. The hiker vividly described the intense brightness of the light, indicating that its radiance was so intense that it caused discomfort to his eyes, prompting him to view it solely through his phone from that moment onwards. He mentioned that the camera zoom on his iPhone was fully extended, resulting in a less than perfect image, yet he assured that one could unmistakably discern a human-like figure with a radiant head in the photograph. Furthermore, he shared that despite decades of experience in hiking, he had never encountered anything resembling this peculiar phenomenon. This extraordinary sighting left him astounded, raising questions about the mysterious nature of the encounter and sparking a curiosity that lingered within him. The individual characterized the illumination as extremely white, remarking that it differed significantly from the brightness typically emitted by a headlamp. This description suggests a stark contrast in the quality and hue of the light source, indicating a unique and unexpected visual experience. After documenting the occurrences, he mentioned that he efficiently captured several images before exiting the location promptly. His actions included swiftly snapping pictures and then proceeding to depart from the scene. The man said that he's not able to fully explain the strange humanoid he had encountered that day. Interestingly, many came forward with possible explanations. The concept of humanoid creatures dwelling beneath the Earth's surface has long been a subject of fascination and speculation among believers in the paranormal. While mainstream science may dismiss such claims as mere myth or fantasy, numerous alleged encounters and eyewitness testimonies persist, fueling the intrigue surrounding these elusive subterranean beings. In various cultures and traditions around the world, there are legends and folklore depicting humanoid entities inhabiting underground realms. These beings are often described as possessing human-like features, but with distinct characteristics that set them apart from ordinary humans. From the dwarves of Norse mythology to the mysterious inhabitants of underground cave systems, the idea of underground humanoid creatures has permeated human culture for centuries. One of the most famous accounts of underground humanoid beings comes from those who study mysterious encounters. Stories of creatures such as the mole people or tunnel dwellers have circulated in urban legends and sensationalist media for decades. These alleged beings are said to reside in vast networks of tunnels and caverns beneath major cities, emerging only under cover of darkness to scavenge for food or interact with the surface world. While skeptics dismiss such stories as fanciful tales with no basis in reality, there are those who claim to have had first-hand encounters with these underground inhabitants. Reports of strange noises emanating from beneath the ground, sightings of shadowy figures darting into hidden passages, and unexplained disappearances near tunnel entrances all contribute to the mystique surrounding these purported creatures. In addition to urban legends, there are indigenous beliefs and traditions that speak of underground beings with supernatural powers and mystical abilities. In Native American folklore, for example, there are stories of the ant people or star people, benevolent entities said to dwell in underground chambers and assist humanity in times of need. Some speculate that they may be a remnant of ancient civilizations that retreated underground to escape cataclysmic events or environmental changes. Others suggest that they may possess advanced technology or psychic abilities that allow them to conceal their presence from prying eyes. The concept of humans dwelling underground is not limited to works of fiction or speculation. There are instances throughout history where people have chosen to live beneath the Earth's surface for practical reasons. One notable example is the ancient city of Derinkuyu in Turkey, an elaborate underground complex carved out of soft volcanic rock around 3,000 years ago. Spanning several levels and capable of housing thousands of inhabitants, Derinkuyu served as a refuge during times of invasion or persecution, providing shelter, food storage, and protection from the elements. The origins of Derinkuyu are shrouded in mystery, with scholars and historians still debating its precise purpose and origins. While some theories suggest that Derinkuyu was originally built as a refuge during times of invasion or persecution, others propose that it served as a center for religious worship or as a complex system of underground storage and communication tunnels. Regardless of its original function, Derinkuyu stands as a remarkable feat of ancient engineering, with its intricate network of tunnels, chambers, and staircases, revealing the skill and craftsmanship of its builders. One of the most striking features of Derinkuyu is its sheer scale and complexity. Extending to a depth of over 60 meters, or 200 feet below the surface, the city comprises multiple levels, connected by a series of narrow passageways and staircases. These levels are organized around a central shaft that provided ventilation and access to water from underground springs. Each level contains a variety of rooms and chambers, including living quarters, storage rooms, kitchens, and communal spaces, all carved directly into the rock. The design of Derinkuyu reflects a sophisticated understanding of underground architecture and urban planning. The city was designed to be self-sufficient, with provisions for food storage, water supply, and waste disposal. Ventilation shafts and air ducts ensured a constant flow of fresh air throughout the city, while strategically placed wells provided access to groundwater. In times of danger, massive stone doors could be rolled into place to seal off the city from intruders, creating a secure refuge for its inhabitants. Despite its remarkable preservation, much about Derinkuyu remains unknown. Archaeological excavations have uncovered a wealth of artifacts, including pottery, tools, and religious objects, shedding light on the daily lives and cultural practices of its ancient inhabitants. However, many questions remain unanswered, including the identity of the city's builders, the reasons for its construction, and the circumstances surrounding its eventual abandonment. While it is widely believed that the city was constructed by the ancient Hittites or Phrygians, definitive evidence has yet to be uncovered. The lack of written records from this period makes it difficult to piece together the story of Derinkuyu's origins, leaving scholars to rely on archaeological evidence and comparative analysis to unravel its secrets. Another puzzle surrounding Derinkuyu is the reasons for its construction. While some theories suggest that it was built as a refuge during times of war or persecution, others propose that it served as a center for religious worship or as a complex system of underground storage and communication tunnels. The discovery of religious artifacts and symbols within the city supports the latter theory, suggesting that Derinkuyu may have held spiritual significance for its ancient inhabitants. Despite the mysteries that still surround it, Derinkuyu continues to fascinate and intrigue visitors from around the world. Its labyrinthine tunnels, hidden chambers, and ancient artifacts offer a glimpse into the distant past, inviting speculation and imagination about the lives of those who once inhabited its depths.